Hey there, it's Anna. Welcome to the garden. Today I wanted to talk about my little container pond. I will definitely give you more updates as the season goes along, but I wanted to share where we're at so far, how it's doing. I am loving it. There has been nothing like having water in the garden. It's just added so much life and so much fun. I recently planted up this little bog plant area pot section for the pond, and then last night I put in the water lily, which I'll turn you around and kind of show you. I don't know if you can see down in there, there's like a pot with some rocks. That is where the water lily is living. It's in there and hopefully will be sprouting soon and sending up you know, some nice lilies to kind of fill in this pond area. I've also got some hornwort here. Most of this is secured to the bottom, but a few pieces have floated up. And this is just really important for keeping oxygen in the water. So you want to have your plant, you want to have your pond oxygenated. You don't want the water to get really like stale and gross. And so having some seaweed like this really helps. It also helps if you are planning to have fish. And I think I'm going to put a few fish in this pond because we have really bad mosquitoes around here. So I know that that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and probably get some fish maybe in the next week here, just to add a few goldfish to the pond. And then here's my little bog plant section. So I'm gonna insert a little footage now of how I put this together and just that whole process, and then I'll check back in. So here's the pond right now. I just have a few rocks in here. I have this aquatic planter, which I'm gonna plant up today. And then there's a cinder block in there that I need to kind of rearrange so that this sits better, and I need to level the pond a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. You can see there's a lot of pollen that's gotten in the water, but that's okay. I have some seaweed coming. I actually ordered it from Etsy, but it's still in the mail, so it's not here yet, but we'll plant that. And I also have a water lily that I'm gonna plant in this pond. I might get some fish. There's just a lot that's gonna happen. But for today, I'm going to do the bog plants in this container. I'm gonna plant some creeping Jenny. I've heard that this works, like having its roots wet. So we'll see how that goes. I actually have some watercress that I started from seed, and I originally was gonna keep it out of the pond, but now I think I'm gonna put it in the pond. It'll just be happier, and I don't have to mess with like another water container for that. So that'll be great. And the most dramatic part of it, I'm going to put this Dwarf Papyrus in here. I didn't want to get anything that'd be too huge and tall. This is like 12 to 15 inches. So I think that'll be perfect. So it won't just like take over the whole pond, because it's obviously not super huge. It's just one of these like half whiskey barrel things. It's actually a plastic one. But so far it's held the water really nicely and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm gonna get that set up and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So in general, right so far, this pond has been pretty easy to take care of. I've only had it in the garden for, I would say, I mean, I kind of filled it up and just left it empty with just water in it for like about a month or so. But it's just in the last couple weeks that I've gotten this little container established. I'm still kind of figuring out like how to make it more secure, because right now you can see it's kind of like floating around a little bit. So I'm making adjustments as I go. I definitely would not say that I am a pond expert, but I would totally recommend that if you're interested in a container pond, that you consider it and start looking into some of the different things you can do. This is just a half whiskey barrel. It's like a plastic one because I just really wanted one that I knew would be watertight. I wouldn't have to deal with rusting or anything like that. I'm not worried about it leaching any chemicals or anything. It is a planting container, and I'm not going to be really eating anything out of here, although the watercress you can eat, that is edible, and you can just grow this from seed too. So I know it can be hard to find some plants for this kind of a container. They don't, you know, sell water plants just anywhere. So watercress is a great one because you can just buy those seeds. I have links to a couple seed companies in my description, and they have watercress, so that's something to check out. Creeping Jenny is pretty common, and then different papyruses, hopefully maybe something like that. I know people use these just in normal containers too, not just in ponds. Then the water lily I actually got online. I ordered that from, I believe, Holland Bulb. I'll see if I can link that for you too, just in case you're interested. I haven't seen it grow yet, so I don't know if it's, you know, officially works or anything, but as I said, this is kind of like a first step. I'll definitely do a part 2 video to this. I'll definitely keep you updated as the season goes along and I start learning more things about pond gardening, but it's super, super fun. I'm gonna show you my other little container pond situation, which is not even a pond, but I've actually been really enjoying. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I got one of those little Amazon solar fountains. It's a little shady over here in this corner, which is actually a good thing because when I get the goldfish, they won't get too hot. This container won't overheat. It's in the shade, it'll stay cool. But it's not very good for a solar fountain. But let me show you what it is. So this is my little solar fountain and I literally just stuck it in a pot of water. So this is just a big container. There were no drain holes in it. If you go to like Home Depot or other big box stores, you'll see that there are a lot of containers that don't have drain holes, which of course you would need that drainage if you were trying to plant a plant in it. But if you want to have a fountain or a water container, then it's perfect. And I have nothing in here. There's nothing growing in here. It's just a little pot of water. But I just popped the fountain in and it's been such a fun addition. I'll kind of get back. Like, it just adds the garden. I don't know, I kind of love it. So that's an idea too. If you don't want to mess with plants or anything like that, you could just get a little one of these little fountains. It was like maybe, it's definitely under $20 for that little fountain. Put some water in it, put the, you know, container, set it up, and you're good to go. Hopefully, because the fountain is moving the water, I won't have too much insect, you know, laying of eggs, too many mosquitoes. That's something I'm gonna have to watch. Because there's nothing else in here except for just the water in the fountain, it is really easy to change out the water. So that's something I may have to do, but hopefully because this is moving during the day, maybe we won't have an issue with mosquito larvae. So stay tuned for that, but really kind of a fun, cute addition to the garden and super low maintenance, super easy on that one. And so that is the update on the container pond situations here at the Reckless Garden. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.